Well, hi, this is Muhammad Tuhami from Midway Simplicity, and welcome to a new episode of the Midway Simplicity Show, where I invite simple living advocates to share with you a few tips that are practical and not too harsh for your lifestyle, and that can help you simplify the five most important aspects of your life, which are time, health, and things that you own, and finances and relationships. And today I'm so glad to have Colleen Madsen of 365things.com. I'm a big fan of Colleen's work and Colleen's approach. Her approach is very doable and so easy. And I believe she is a pioneer in the field of decluttering your life, work, and space. So welcome, Colleen.
Hi, how are you today?
How are you? I'm great. Thank you very much. I'm honored to have you on the show today.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you very much. Give us a little bit, tell us a little bit about the 365 less things approach.
The idea of 365 things was born of me wanting to declutter, but wanting to do it the easy way, not disrupting my whole household and making a big mess and emptying cupboards and doing a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
So I just decided as a New Year's resolution to declutter one thing a day for the entire year. And 2 years and 4 months later, I'm still decluttering. Not one thing a day, but one thing 5 days a week.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Colleen, let's start by some of your tips in regards to simplifying time.
Yep. I think with time, the key is, it has to be filled with something, unlike closets that don't have to be full all the time. Time, you've got to be doing something in that space.
Yeah.
And it might as well be something you enjoy and something you get satisfaction out of. And my journey to declutter has freed up a lot of my time to do just that.
Mm-hmm. So when we simplify our time, we need to be selective and choose what
That's
brings
exactly
joy to
right.
us. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. I had a dead end awful job when I first started decluttering,
Yeah.
and well, I feel I was able to really give that up because I wasn't wasting money on things I didn't need and didn't particularly want anymore, and so I just gave that away and spend my time blogging and helping other people, and that's certainly very satisfying.
Very good. Excellent. So let's move into the health part.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to health, the easiest way to improve that is to give up the things that are just not good for you. Smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, overeating, all those things, they're not hard to give up. And like my approach to decluttering, you don't have to go cold turkey. You can give them up slowly, just decrease the things you are doing wrong a little at a time, and it just makes it a little more doable, I think.
Yeah, in one of your of my articles, I borrowed your approach when I talked about quitting smoking, and I said,
yes,
365 less cigarettes a year will make a big difference. So
right.
you can just smoke one less cigarette a week, and by the end of the year,
right.
I believe you can. Yeah.
That's right. Given up over several months or whatever has got to be better than not giving up at all.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and that's the beauty of simplicity. Anyway, small changes leads to big differences.
That's exactly right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's move into your area, which is the things that we own and how to declutter our space and so on.
I think the easiest thing and the thing that just for some reason came to me out of the blue is don't make it difficult on yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it in a month. You don't have to do it in a week. You don't have to do it in a year. Just do it as you feel comfortable. My plan to begin with was just to make it easy. It wasn't until I started moving further into reading about minimalism and that sort of thing that I realised that, I just moved into a whole new area of growth where I realised I could let go of more and more things. So I think if you do it the slow, simple approach, you'll learn a lot more from it and you'll get a lot more out of it. You won't just find out you're back to square one in 6 months' time.
Yeah. So take it in
Yep.
easy steps, baby steps. And
Yep, absolutely.
where can we start? Where is the easiest place where we can start the decluttering process?
I think there's always things in your house that stand out that you just don't want anymore. Things you just haven't got around to removing. Start
Yeah.
on the easy things. Start on the easy things you can part with, not the sentimental things, not
Yeah.
the tasks that do take more time.
Yeah.
Start on the easy stuff. And the further down the
Yeah.
track you go, the more ruthless you get and the
Yeah.
more you're prepared to part with.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's move to the finances, which is a very appealing topic for many
Yes,
people.
yeah.
So what
I
can we
think
do to yeah, sorry.
the simplest thing I think you can do when it
Yeah.
comes to finances is not use credit. If you can
Ah,
avoid credit cards, especially for things you don't need,
yeah.
don't use them.
Yeah.
When we were first married, we didn't have a lot of money, but we had a credit card, but we only ever used it in case of emergency, if the car
Yeah.
broke down, that sort of thing. If you can fix things yourself, fix them yourself. Don't, pay someone to do that for you. Take some classes even in learning to sew or whatever, so that you can do stuff for yourself.
Yeah.
The less money you're throwing away, the more you have to spend on the things you enjoy in the long
Yeah.
run.
Why do you see credit cards are that dangerous? Because some people can say, okay, I know how and when I use them, and I know how I'm going to pay the interest or whatever. And so, how do you see them using credit cards that dangerous? And do you have a trick to stop or getting rid of them?
Well, I think half the trick is not buying things you don't need unless you
Yeah.
can afford to pay cash for them.
Yeah.
Just like I said, save them for an emergency.
Yeah.
If you're paying interest, then you're using it more than what you should. A credit card to me is something that I use, I have so that I can pay bills online or, emergencies. But not to be just used willy-nilly buying, a pretty dress and a pair
Yeah.
of cute
Yeah.
boots and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And, that's where problem starts. Suddenly
Yeah.
you need some cash
Yeah.
and you've maxed out your credit card and then
Yeah.
you're paying big interest and the problem just, snowballs basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a very important tip, I believe, when it comes to simplifying finances. So let's move to another very important area, which is relationships. And very few people talk about simplifying relationships. So I would love to hear your insight in that matters.
Well, I must admit I don't have a lot of problem with relationships. I seem to attract people towards me that are good to be around for some unknown reason, but maybe that's
Yeah.
because I unconsciously keep it simple. If I don't like people, I just avoid them.
Yeah.
There's some people you're going to have in your life that you can't avoid, but it doesn't mean you've got to, waste your time socializing with them. If they're there for a reason, stick to just that reason and don't let anything they say get you down.
Yeah. So it's kind of again decluttering the relationships that you don't like, one relationship
That's
at a
exactly
time,
right.
right?
Yeah. Yep, exactly right. Yep.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the work that you do at 365lessthings.com and how people can get to know you more.
Oh, not a problem. I blog Monday to Saturday. I have a lady called Cindy who blogs for me on a Wednesday. But one thing I don't simplify, I suppose, is my attempt to respond to any comments that are directed at my post or at me personally. I think that's what people like about my blog, is because I interact with them personally. They feel like they're part of the whole thing, and it just makes them feel good about coming there, and they get that opportunity if there is something specific that they don't want to that I haven't addressed, that they can ask me what I think about that. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe
So
yeah.
I spend a lot of time answering comments and writing my posts according to what my readers are asking for.
Yeah, I believe your blog should be on the reading list of anyone who is interested in simple living. It's your approach is doable, and that's why I like it. This is the way I see simplifying should be: doable things, practical things, without judging others, without being too harsh for the lifestyle. So my appreciation to you and your work, and thank you very much for being with me on the show today.
It was my pleasure, Mohammed. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you very
having
much.
me.
Bye.
Bye.